Buongiorno, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the best releases in 2023. I think this year, more than any other year, I've tested almost all the new releases in the designer world and also a lot from the niche world. And I have definitely my favorites. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite 10 fragrances that were released in 2023. This is part of my 2023 recap series. You will find in the description down below a playlist of all my previous episodes and all the episodes to come, where I go through everything that I've tested and tried in 2023, which one would I recommend and which one I would definitely not only in fragrances but also in makeup and skincare. So definitely don't forget to check the description down below. And without further ado, let's start. As I said, we are going to talk today about my favorite 10, but I do have 2 honorable mentions. And let's start with those and get them out of the way. Let's start with Chance Eau Fraîche, the Eau de Parfum. Now, I am the biggest fan of Chance range in general and also Eau Fraîche. It's one of my favorite summer fragrances. It's a citrusy floral fragrance that has an elegant touch, of course, Chanel, but it does lack in performance. So when they came out with the Eau de Parfum, I was very excited and it did not disappoint me. It is a slightly on the aromatic side, let's say, when we compare it to the original one, but still it has the same DNA and I absolutely love both of them. And surprisingly, I got a lot of compliments wearing this one, which is quite shocking for me because usually citrusy fragrances are not exactly the categories that people would compliment you on. But yeah, this one, shockingly, I got a lot of compliments. So love this new release, and I am only putting it as an honorable mention because it is quite similar to the original one, and for that reason it's only an honorable mention. Same goes for my next one, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Summer Vibes. Oh my god, this release is stunning. It's of course a flanker, a limited edition, and this is why I am putting it in an honorable mention. It's stunning. It is a fruity take on the original one. It smells more complex, more deep somehow, and also sweeter because it has this peach note. I get, as I said, more nectarine, especially when you spray it. In the beginning, it almost smells like not really ripe nectarine. So it's very invigorating, sweet but invigorating at the same time, which I love because this is one, like light blue, is one of my favorite fragrances for summer. I cannot live without my light blue intense. I have a lot of flankers, but my favorite one was always the intense version until this came out. This is my absolute favorite bottle. The bottle is stunning. The juice is amazing. I love it so much that, okay, you cannot see it, but I've almost finished the bottle. I am almost here. So yeah, that says a lot for this one. Definitely, I am getting a backup bottle, 100 ml of this one. This is just an amazing scent that I wish they didn't put as a limited edition flanker, unfortunately. Now, let's get to my top 10. Let's start with my number 10. And I was actually shocked when I did my research for which fragrances were released in 2023, that it was released this year. Actually, I don't know why. I felt like it was released quite a while ago and I have this fragrance for a long time in my collection, but anyway, it's not. It's Carolina Herrera Good Girl Blush. This is my absolute favorite Good Girl, and to me it smells exactly like a mix of signature from Mont Blanc with Delina. So it has the peony note from Delina that is a little bit sharp, I'm not going to lie, and mixed with this almost creamy muskiness from Signature from Mont Blanc. It's really, really good. And if we speak about this DNA that is very popular, that is now in a lot of fragrances, this peony, rose, lychee. And although this one doesn't have lychee, it gives me the same feeling, the same smell, I have to say, like other fragrances that have lychee in them. It's this DNA of the three Delinas, hibiscus, mahajat. It's quite a popular note, and surprisingly, or not surprisingly, we're all made by the same perfumer, Quentin Biche. But my favorite one is this because it's not overly sharp, it's not overly synthetic. So yeah, my favorite fragrance from this DNA is definitely Carolina Herrera, very good girl blush. Number 9, we have one of the new releases from Narciso Rodriguez. This is For Her Forever, celebrating 20 years since the release of the iconic For Her Eau de Toilette. They came out with this flanker, let's say, and I find it much, much better than the original one. Now I have to say, I am a fan of Narciso, but I was never a fan of For Her the Eau de Toilette. It was a little bit too sharp for me. I definitely prefer this version. Some people say it's a modern take on For Her. I personally disagree, but I have to admit that it is a gorgeous release. It has more of the tuberose, creamy, floral touch. It doesn't have the harshness that is present in For Her, maybe because there is not like the vetiver note and notes that are a little bit, let's say, on the masculine side is not present here. But as you all know, I decided to declutter this fragrance because, not because it's a bad fragrance, but because I do not reach for it for some reason. So yeah, I have a lot of Narciso fragrances actually. It's one of my favorite brands. And this one just doesn't stand out for some reason or another. I don't know. I'm just not reaching for it. But I would definitely recommend it for those who love the iconic musk from Narciso mixed with a lot of floral notes like tuberose, like creamy gardenia. For people who love the iconic For Her and wanted something a little bit more floral maybe, this is definitely for you, and you can own both of them. This is what I like. By the way, I have a full review on all the fragrances that I've mentioned till now. So the one from Chanel, the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, the Carolina Herrera blush, and also this one. If you want a more detailed review on all of them, check the description down below. Next, we have finally the new release from Frances Kurkdjian for the House of Dior, J'adore l'or. This is a reformulated fragrance. It was released back in 2017, if I remember correctly, made by François Demachy. And this one is, let's say, Frances Kurkdjian interpretation of J'adore. And I have to say, he did a great job. This is a stunning fragrance. And what I mostly love about this fragrance is that Frances Kurkdjian remained loyal to the DNA of J'adore. So he didn't stray away from the DNA of J'adore, but still made something very, very special. This is similar to the original one, but more floral, more strong, more sophisticated in a way, more, I don't know, more rich. So I find the name quite fitting for this fragrance. If you look up the notes, you will find only floral notes. I have to say agree, because I definitely get the DNA, so a fruity floral touch from the original one. I also get vanilla. So it is definitely more floral than the original one, but it's not a strict floral, let's say. Oh my God, it's so beautiful and has great performance. Again, I have a full review on it. Check the description. The only issue is the price tag. This is a 50 ml and it costs a lot. I don't remember now the price, but it was outrageously pricey. So J'adore from Dior. Number 7, we have a new release from Dolce & Gabbana, and I am so happy that this year they came out with new fragrances, finally. Devotion. Now, this one is inspired by the famous dessert for Christmas, panettone. So this is definitely a fragrance that you would like to wear during Christmas. And it does have this panettone vibe. It has these candied fruits, vanilla, a little bit of a boozy touch. But if you want an authentic, as I said, panettone smell, go for panettone from Milano Fragranze. And it is a fragrance that I'm actually decluttering because it's not for me. It's too gourmand, too sweet for my liking. But if I am looking at this fragrance objectively, it is a great release in the designer world. Maybe not so much if we compare it to the niche world, but for the designer world, this is a great release. If I didn't know that this is Dolce & Gabbana and I smelled this fragrance, I would have guessed it is a niche fragrance. I get that this one is so loved and a lot of people are obsessed with it because it is a DNA that a lot of people would like. So if you love vanilla gourmand fragrances, oh my God, you will love this one. It's for me just too sweet and too gourmand. So yeah, highly recommend it, but it's just not for me. Devotion from Dolce & Gabbana. Again, the review is in the description down below. Next, we have a Kilian fragrance. And I am starting to really like Kilian. And I'm late to the game, I know. This year, Kilian released Smoking Hot, and I am obsessed. I absolutely adore the scent. But I have to say, it's not for everybody. This smells exactly like apple shisha. So it has tobacco, it has a beautiful apple note. Oh my God, the apple here, just amazing. Mixed with the tobacco, with sweetness. The name is quite fitting. If you love sweet tobacco fragrances, you will definitely like this one, especially if you love apples. I love apples in fragrances. I have a lot of fragrances that have the apple note in it. And this one is so gorgeous. You cannot wear this one, unfortunately, for a lot of occasions. And this is why I have only a travel size, because it's not a fragrance that I can wear anyway. But oh my God, is this gorgeous. Absolutely stunning and has great performance. Guys, if you are a tobacco lover, definitely check this fragrance. Great release, and actually I didn't see a lot of people talk about it, and I don't know why, because it definitely deserves a lot of hype in my opinion. Next fragrance I do not own a bottle of, but I have a sample and I'm wearing it on this hand, and it is Acro Bake. I'm loving this one. Now, a lot of people compare Acro Bake to actually Devotion from Dolce & Gabbana, and I get that there are some similarities, but oh my God, Bake, although gourmand, is a fragrance that I can tolerate. I'm actually thinking about getting myself a full bottle of it. This is how much I love it. It smells also like Lyra, so it has this vanilla, citrusy, lemony touch, but it's more authentic than Lyra. If we compare it to a lemon cake, how it is blended, the composition is absolutely stunning. I love this fragrance, and I would highly recommend it if you love these gourmand, citrusy, vanilla fragrances like Lyra. Go for Bake. It's absolutely amazing and also sweet. Yeah, it has this lightness, airiness to it, which makes it for me very tolerable. Definitely one of the best releases of this year, and I highly recommend it. Next we have Burberry Goddess. This fragrance, I was shocked that it has quite of polarizing views. So some people really loved it, I'm included, and other people find it, I don't know, generic. Oh my God, I just sprayed myself. Anyway, And I get what people don't like about it. So if you are someone who is a vanilla fan, you have a lot of vanilla fragrances in your collection, maybe this is not exactly something that you would be, amazed by. I personally am not into vanilla fragrances, but oh my God, was I surprised with this one. It's a strict vanilla. So it's a perfect layering fragrance. It has 3 types of vanilla, so you can see. It is actually lavender with vanilla, which reminded a lot of people of the DNA of Guerlain Mon Guerlain and also Libre. But it's totally different. I do not like these 2 fragrances, but I definitely like this one. The lavender here is not too much. It's not as predominant, like in your face. It just gives this freshness, airiness to the fragrance, makes it tolerable, not overpowering. Definitely on the sweet side, but I personally can wear it even if I'm not into sweet or gourmand fragrances. And it's the perfect fragrance for autumn and winter, so just a stunning release. And you may say, if this fragrance is so stunning, where is the dent? Now, I am not wearing a lot this fragrance, actually not wearing any fragrance recently, because at work we have a new colleague that suffers from migraines, and she is so sensitive to, not only smell, but light and sound and everything. So I do not want to overwhelm her with any fragrance. So I am currently never wearing anything unless I am going out in the evening. And this is why I am also so late with a lot of videos that I want to do, like buying guides and testing hyped up niche fragrances. I did 2 testing hyped up niche fragrances episodes that I didn't upload yet, because I cannot get to test these fragrances and have my final thoughts, so a follow-up. So I am waiting for a chance to test them. Unfortunately, this is the situation I am in, and I'm trying to remind myself maybe to take some samples with me, so once I've finished work I immediately spray myself so I can test the fragrances. But yeah, unfortunately this is the situation. It's quite sad actually, because with all of these fragrances, I go in the morning, I open my closet and I look at them and I'm like, I want to wear you. But yeah, anyway, this is the situation. Burberry Goddess is absolutely stunning, highly recommended, but the performance is not the best, I have to say. Next fragrance is another Acro one, which I am wearing on this hand, and it is Acro Rise. Now, I would have never guessed in my life that a fragrance that has these notes: pina colada, pineapple, coconut, frangipani, tiare flower, toffee, I would love as much as I love rice. Although, as you can see, these notes are quite, very tropical, very dense, thick notes, I imagined something unbearably, suffocating, but it's not. Again, like bake, it is perfectly blended. And I still cannot imagine that I love this fragrance as much as I do. Actually, it is on my wish list. I want to get a bottle of this fragrance. And currently, this is my absolute favorite tropical fragrance. I know it's quite hyped, but it is worth the hype for sure. It's one of the fragrances actually that I tested in my last episode of testing hyped up niche fragrances. Didn't upload that yet, as I said. And I was just in love, absolutely in love. So if you love tropical fragrances, definitely check this fragrance. And even if you don't, give it a try, because I am not a fan of these notes, but this one is just great. A great fragrance, a great tropical fragrance, the best. Number 2, we have Armani Sea Intense. Oh my God. Again, a fragrance that took me by surprise, because I am not a fan of the DNA of sea. And although I liked the intense one that was released, was it last year or the year before? It was too syrupy for my liking, but objectively it was a nice fragrance. And I'm in love. I'm in love. This is a stunning vanilla fruity fragrance. Oh my God. It's juicy, it's sweet, but has a freshness to it. I was a little bit like skeptic because how can you reformulate a fragrance that you just actually reformulated a couple of years or a year ago? But I am so glad that they did, because this is just everything stunning. If you want a vanilla take on C, this is the one, and I cannot tell you how many compliments I got with this fragrance. This one and Valentino Born in Roma are my most complimented fragrances. As I said, since the situation I have at work, I cannot wear it a lot, but every single time I wear this fragrance, I get a compliment. So yeah, highly recommended. Amazing performance, just the best. Drum rolls, please. The best release in 2023, in my opinion, is Anu Nomad Sugar Leather. Oh my God, this is stunning. If you love fragrances like Wajan, Angel Share, the one from Hermes, Ambrinal Gelée, all these fragrances that have this cinnamon, honey, so some sweetness, you will love this one. Now, what makes this one stand out, in my opinion, is the labdanum. So for me, this smells like Wajan from Parfum de Marly, which is one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time, mixed with labdanum, or Shams Oud from Memo, if you know that fragrance. Very, very sweet, spicy, but it is this resinous, ambery base that makes it so stunning and very potent. Oh my God, is this a potent fragrance? You need only 2 sprays of it and you are good to go for the whole day. Amazing longevity, and sillage is stellar. So if you love spicy ambery fragrances, you love cinnamon, get yourself this one. Worth the hype for sure, and definitely worth the money. Best release in 2023, and this one is definitely also in my wish list. And these were the best releases in 2023 in my opinion. Please tell me in the comments down below, what is your favorite release this year? Cannot wait to see your comments down below. And please check the description down below for a review on almost all of the fragrances that I've mentioned, as well as the playlist for all my recap of 2023 episodes. If you liked this video, please give it a thumb up and consider subscribing to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll get notified when I upload a new video. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.